Guys, this is FX Mesh smashing it again. What is going on, guys? I welcome you back to my channel, Forex and Indices review, weekly review for the week. And how are you guys doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good week so far. Now we'll be looking ahead with review on some indices and forex pairs as well as gold or metals, and seeing how we think the market is going to go in the coming week based on previous behaviors. Now what we have this firstly is SPX S&P is 500. So this S&P 500 is is an index of the 500, the best 500 companies in America. So they usually have an index and they trade on the stock exchange of the New York Stock Exchange, and we are going to be looking at it as because it's one of the indexes we'll be looking at today amongst US 30, NAS 100. So let's get started. Okay, on a 4 hours time frame, you see that SPX has it's kind of consolidated, sort of a consolidation around this area, and if you observe, you see that the market was pushed down to this level, and it came up again to the next level, came down, hit here. So it kept respecting this region, hit here, bounced here, bounced again, you know. So if you are aware of how the market behavior has been in the past 2 to 3 weeks, even till now, till last week, you discover that the market has not really moved much with just across generally. So what I do is to drop down to lower time frames, let's say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, or 1 minute, to actually see what's happening. And if let's come down to 30 minutes. 30 minutes looks like an hour, which is okay. It looks similar. So now what's happening is I have already drawn key levels from the previous past price action, and based on key levels from the past. So the market, let's take it from here. Now it came, from here it pushed to the upside, which showed the bullish strength to the upside, and you could see that the market is has got to a key level, and it appears to want to try its strength here by bouncing. So what I mean by that is came here, pulled back, pushed up again, pulled back and up a little bit, then pulled back. So this is where it is now. It's doing that because it has got to a key level. This is a key level. How is it a key level? If you look to the back, to the previous past, around that same price range, this price area, between this area and this area, just area 4560 and let's say 4520 area, this area. If you look to the past, you see that the same thing was happening. What was price doing? Price was negotiating around that same region. So it means that that region, there's something important in that region. It could be maybe the banks are putting attention to this area, but what we can see from the market is that the market was consolidating at that point, and also consolidating on this point. So there's going to be, maybe I expect that there will be a bit of consolidation a little bit here. Then what's going to happen is we're going to wait for market to break clearly and retest and push to the upside, then we can take a buy, or wait patiently, it pull back, retest, and we take a sell. So that's how we're going to approach this market. As usual, I usually trade on break and retest strategy many times. I think that is the traditional attitude of the market. That's what the market actually do, except for gold. Gold sometimes does not really obey the traditional break and retest. So it behaves like a bouncing ball, but we'll get to that. Now, going to the next index, we have US30. US30 is one of my favorite indices where I trade. US30, NAS 100, and German 30 and other indices are correlated pairs. What it means is that they actually behave, when they move in one direction, they move together at the same time. Now, for US30, what I can see here is that what I've done is I've drawn already, just to save time. I don't want the video to be too long. I've already drawn key levels already. I drew this line because this is a key level, and also I drew this line, which is a support. This is a resistance. This is a support, as you all know. This line was drawn because the market came here and rebounced, pushed, came down again, rebounced. Now you can see that somewhere around this region, there is something very important. That's why the market comes here, bounce, goes up again, came down, bounce again. So this, so I had to draw a line here. Now, this is where our attention should be focused on. But before we focus on this and predict what we think is going to happen and going forward in the coming week, we'll see that the market pushed after bouncing for several times here and came up here. It pushed to the upside. It's here now. Now it's around another key level. We don't know what is going to happen, whether it's going to go up, go down, or go sideways. But what we know is that we have three options. It's either it's going to go down, push down to the downside, or it will push to the upside, retest, start continuing the bullish traction. So we don't know yet. We're going to wait and see what's going to happen. These lines are very important. This resistance line is very, very important. I think I took a trade here. I took a trade here, and you can see that I entered here. Why did I enter here? I entered here because now I entered here because the market came up here, it retested, went up again, played a bit here, then it pushed to the upside. So I entered around this region. Actually, I entered late, but I think I entered here. I entered around here. I'm not sure if I moved this, but I believe I entered here and waited for some time, and it got to profit. So this is like, it's like, something like that. But I remember it was here, so I waited and it got to the next level. So you always try as much as possible to take profit at the current structure, and that's all. And you can see the market went up, pushed to the upside, and what closed in profit, and which was a good trade I took there. And then also, if you observe in my previous video, that I was not putting MAs. This is an MA 50. I'm putting an MA just to support my analysis, to know wherever what direction the market is going. The most important thing about trading is that we are actually after predicting the right direction of the market, the most possible direction of the market. And once you can get the right direction of the market, you will be in profit. So whatever it takes, you want to use to add to what you are already doing to help your trading, that will be good. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is NAS 100. Now NAS 100 is another indices which I also look at. And if you look at NAS 100, it has been building. Let's take let's leave it at 30 minutes. Yeah. Now you can see that it has created a channel, pushed up. Now let's take it from there, from here, this area. It came up, retested, pushed up to the upside, came again, went up again, and played around here, which is a key level, pushed to the upside, then rejected here for a long time. You see a significant level of rejection here. when the market, let me give you a clue, when the market is showing this sign of multiple rejection, most of the time it means that it wants to reverse. And what do we have there? What do we have there? A reversal. A reversal. Look to the left. Key level here. This is structure. This is structure here. You can draw a line on top here. On top here. That's what I do. And take my sell. You'll be in profit. Okay. So that's that. And it showed a significant rejection from the resistance and pulled to the downside, and went up again and pushed to the downside. I think I entered this trade. I entered here, and it stopped here in profit. So then pushed to the upside. Now, going forward, what I expect NAS to do is that for now, I don't know what direction the market is going to take, because if you look at it, NAS 100 is consolidating, sort of. You see, it's kind of consolidating. It's an asymmetric consolidation. It's not consolidation. It's not consolidating in a very organized manner, but it's just, there's no certain shape. So what I've done is to wait for the market to, I want it to play out properly. I'll draw a line here and a line here. Then what I do is to wait for the market to push to the upside, retest and push to the upside. See it, or push to the downside. Test, push the downside. So these are possible scenarios based on the strength of the US, because the US dollar and NAS and indices are always they are inversely correlated. That is, if the US dollar is gaining strength, NAS, it means US dollar is going up, NAS will be going down. So that's one clue I used to trade index. I use that as a clue, and I also watch the candlesticks, how it's moving, and the candlestick analysis and all that. I check for shapes. I check for shapes like flags, like double bottom, triple bottom, inverse, all sorts of shapes, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, and all that. So that's what it's all patience. It's all patience about patience. It's about patience, about waiting and just waiting for the market to do what it wants to do. Allow the market to play out, then begin to look for certain shapes and your setup. So once you have the right setup, you should be in profit. Now the next one is gold. Now gold is different. Gold behaves differently. Let me just explain shortly. Now gold, I from experience, I've discovered that gold behaves like a bouncing ball. You know, when a ball is bouncing, when you have an object like a ball bouncing, see, bouncing, something like this, comes up here, you see, goes up, down, goes here, here. It does like that. There's sometimes it also rejects and respects key levels. You know, it does that like that. You know, it bounces, go up here, come here, down, then up again. You know, but I have been observing it's what they call two candlestick theory, and which I begin to see as something that can actually work, like a theory that can actually work. So I've been practicing it and trying to see how it goes, and I'll be doing a video on that soon. Now gold behaves, this is how gold behaves. It does not always do perfect break and perfect break and retest. It goes here, retest here, push up. No. Gold does that, but not all the time. Okay. Now, if you look at gold, you can see that. You see, you see, bouncing like a ball, like a ball, like a ball. Like there's no clear break and retest. And when it gets to key level, it just keeps doing. But for here now, if you look at it from here, from a very big perspective, you can see that gold is doing a kind of break and retest here, but it doesn't do that all the time. It bounced here, it went up, it came pushed down here, it's up here. It can just fall down. So this is the kind of idea you should have about gold, different from other instruments like the forex pairs and indices. Gold behaves like this because of the demand and supply of gold. Gold is a metal. Gold is not forex. Gold is a special metal, and it has its demand and supply attitude varies. Okay, so we have to use this idea to look at gold. And what I will do in this case going forward is to zoom in. Yeah, let me take all this one out. Yeah, I'll need this one. I put this one here. Now what I do was draw two. Let me explain this. Now let's drop down to 15 minutes time frame because of so you can see it clearly. Yes. Okay, now bring it down here. Now we have zoomed in. So what I would do if I were you, first of all, I've drawn a line that explains the attitude of gold at this area. Remember, we are on a 5 minutes time frame. So what do? Now let's look at what the market has done first. It came up here, it started to push, started showing lower lows, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now let's look at the tops. Look at this region. You can see that it's forming, it's falling. Now then I drew the line here, so that gives me an idea. If you look at the MA as well, look at the MA is also falling as well, so it means gold is coming down. So what would I do? I'll wait for the market. I can even draw two lines here. I kind of I would say scalp gold. Yes, I like to scalp gold than just trading gold normally. Now let's take this region. What's happening? I draw a key level here, the market is consolidating on this place. What do? I'll wait for the market. To break out here, the full candlestick. If it break out here on the full candlestick, I'll enter, and I'll enter this distance. If it reverses, and now look at it, if it shows a full red candlestick to the downside, complete it on the 5 minutes, I will take a sell down to this point. That's how I trade gold, because gold is very erratic. It behaves in a very zigzag manner, and you can't really predict exactly where the market is going, but you can just jump in and jump out. Now let's take some forex pairs. Well, now we have GBP CAD, Great Britain pounds and Canadian dollars. Now what we have here, I think I took this one in the week, do a good trade, you're in profit. Now on the let's say on the 30 minute, on the let's go on the 15 minutes, which is clearer. Okay, now how does it go? Let's take this region. Now market came down here, it bounced. That's why this level is here. This is a key level because the market appears to respect the level. It hits here, bounced again, came up here. This is a key level and begin to push to the downside. Now if you look at it carefully, now when it got to this point, you see that the candlesticks started to expand, there were more bigger candlesticks, although there were still some bullish some buyers in, but more sellers were coming in. You can see that I've drawn these two lines showing that the market is pushing to the downside. Now what did it do? It pushed to the downside, it went up, it retested here. This retest now, I entered the sell, and you can see this sell. And when I entered the sell here, and I pushed, I moved this, I entered the sell here, then I pushed it back, and I entered another sell again, and you can see in profit here. So then the market bounced here, it came up here. I think this one was not there. Then it went up, bounced again. You see that the market is respecting this level, hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here again, came down, which is this level, hit here, came up again, then pushed to the downside. Now retested here and pushed to the downside. Now going forward, what's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen, but what I know is that there's a level down. We have enough space here for the market to do what it wants to do. So it's very easy to say, oh, the market is going to go straight down. The market can even reverse and go to the upside. So we don't know what's going to happen. Let us wait. I'll rather wait for the market to rather retest than push to the downside. It's going to take a while, but I'll rather trade on a lower time frame so that I don't need to wait too long. Even if I wait too long, I will have to wait to see what the market is going to do. So I expect the market to, now it's on the open space area, I will expect to come down, retest here, then push to the downside. Now let's see how the market goes. You can see that it's a clear view, bearish strength pushing to the downside. So we're going to see how it goes. Now let's go to the next one, USD CHF. USD CHF, I think I took some trades there. It was okay, it was good. We have, first of all, a bearish trend to the downside, and I already marked this key level as usual. The market came down here and retested the level and pushed to the downside. Now it's pushing to the downside and it pushed to the upside again. Now if you look at it here, is a key level. That's the key level. The key level. Now I'll be expecting the market to come down and maybe retest here, then push to the downside to hit this level. So we have here to trade on. You see here, this area is a region where price respects. Once it breaks away from this level and retest it, then it's most likely going to push to the downside. And also it could actually still reverse. Market can come up here, begin to go up, and just, yeah. So we're going to be watching this. It's all about patience. We have to wait and see how the market will fare. Now going to GBP USD. USD already marked already, and I expect the market to clear off this region. As we all know, first of all, if you look at the movement, it has been pushing to the upside. We cannot just say, oh, it's going to keep pushing on to the upside. No, we have to allow the market to play out. Let it come out. We would rather want it to come out of this region and break clear of this region. Then we can now begin to find the next level of structure, which is here, because of this area. So it can as well come down, hit here, and push to the downside, or from here, retest and push to the upside. Now it's consolidating here, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, now this one is already set. This is a good setup. Now I've drawn my key levels here. Market came here, tested again, and expected to push to the downside. Now the reason why I put this was that I believe that the market is going to reverse. It's already in the reversal, and I haven't entered this trade, but I just marked it I expect the market to push down. Yeah, I expect to push down. So this trade is already a trade that has already been set up already, and I've entered the sell. If you look at this trade from a very big, from a 1 hour, you see that the market has consolidated and hit here, and we expect to push to the downside. Here's the card. Here's the card already marked. Is a key, is a support. Hit here, made a double bottom here, pushed up and consolidated for quite a while, then broke out, then made a double top, up 1, 2, then it pushed to the downside. Then now it's going to hit this region. What do we need to do? We need to just allow it to break through this level, retest, and push to the downside. If it doesn't do that, it could probably rebound and push to the what? Upside. Very simple. Very simple. It moves from region to region, region to region. Now CHF JPY has shown a very strong strength in the CHF currency. You can see that it has been pushing upwards. For 10 days. This is 17th to 20. Today is 27. So in 10 days, you can see what it has done. It has been pushing to the upside. And let's drop down to see what's happening. See that region, this region here, it appears to be consolidating here. So what are we going to do? Consolidation means it's one of the signs of reversals. It means it's giving a sign of the reversal. Now if you draw a trend line through here, let's take out the MA for now. Now if we draw a trend line here like this, what I'll probably do is to extend this line here, or I can put some up here, allow the market to come and break. Once it retests this level, it's pushing to the downside, to the next what? To the next level. If it doesn't do all this, it could keep pushing upwards. Keep pushing upwards. So we're going to expecting, we're going to wait and see what the market is going to do, if it's going to break through this region or reverse and hit here, reverse and push to the downside. We're going to be looking at that. Now for GBP AUD is very clear. I've already marked all the structures. Now what's going to happen? The market came down, bang bang bang. It's been consolidating, push to the downside. It did not retest yet, but let's see, push to the downside. So they push to the downside, but now it kind of, maybe there might be a key level. I'll check. I'll just check. Okay, maybe there could be a level here somehow. I can't look at this, hard to find what market did. See what it did? It tested this level. Now when you drop down to a 4 hours time frame, it came down. You see how it came up and retested it, and it's pushed to the downside. This will break and retest. This, once a market retests, breaks and retests a level, it shows a strong push of the market to the downside, on the direction of the market. So you can see now, after breaking and retest, it pushed to the downside. And ordinarily, let's assume we cut it at that point. It broke and retested with the full candlestick, closed the full candlestick, then we entered here as a sell. You see what it would have been. A very good very good buy and very good sell, but we're expecting to hit this level. So if I think I'll be taking the sell, I'm taking the sell here. You can see the force pushing to the downside. So that's a very simple and easy trade. So let's take this one, the last one, GBP CHF. Now GBP CHF is just creating a double top, actually double top. Now what do I mean by double top? Now on the 4 hours is when hit here, came down, hit here and came down. Now then it came up here again, expecting it to push downwards. So in this case I wanted a sell because it closed with a bearish candle, so I'll take a sell to this level. That's what I'll do, but it could still reverse. But I'll prefer to leave the market, let it play out, and see if it shows another candlestick, another 4 hours candlestick down to the downside, then I'll take a sell confidently to the downside. This is FX Mesh, smashing it. If you like what I'm about, please like, subscribe and share, and always remember to trust the process. Catch you. See you in the next one.